Steal Power, reporting with Excluded Media, and I'm here with Brandon Straka, founder of the Walk Away campaign. Brandon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. How are you?
Good. What is new with the Walk Away movement?
Oh, God, we have so many cool things coming up, but there's something happening right now. Should I just jump right in?
Please.
Should I just jump into
We
it?
want to know what's happening next.
Okay. Yeah, because there's something I'm really excited about. So one of the patriots in the Walkway campaign, his name is Mike Boss. He lives in California and he makes movies for a living, but just sort of as like a hobby, or I think, just feeling inspiration because he loves the campaign so much. He, over the last 6 months, has created numerous compilation videos for us. And sometimes they're on like different topics. They're made out of the testimonial videos of people from the Walkway campaign. But he's done them, like for the African-American community. He's done them for the Hispanic community. He's done them for the LGBT community, just doing like compilation videos. Well, he has outdone himself this time because he's created what we are calling the world's first documonial, which is a testimonial documentary. It is a 35-minute, could only be described as a short film. And it is basically, he's taken numerous Black Americans who have made their walkaway testimonials, and he's created what I'm calling the history of Black America by Black America. So it really goes through and it creates a story. It tells a story about the KKK, about the history of the Democratic Party, about Obama, about Trump, about immigration, about religion and faith, and it's all told by cutting the stories of these testimonials of these Black Americans, and we're calling it the Great Awakening, breaking the chains of the Democratic Party. And we're going to show it to everybody for the first time. It's going to be the premiere of this Walkaway documonial by Mike Boss this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're super excited about it.
So we can all just go to your Facebook page, a Twitter page, and watch this. We're going to watch it together, streaming live.
Yes, it's going to be on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, and I'll get you more information about exactly how you can watch it so that it's really easy for people to just log on and catch it. But yeah, it's going to be great. We're really excited.
I think, Brandon, you've done more to wake people up to the threats and peril of the Democrat Party than the GOP establishment has in a generation. And it's like, why are 90% of Black Americans in this country so loyal to the Democrat Party? Why do you think, Brandon?
Well, I think it's just, what's the word? Like generational. The word that was coming to my mind was hereditary, but that's not right. I think that the behaviors are being emulated on a generational basis. And also, as we know, they get a lot of help from the liberal media, who's constantly telling African Americans or LGBT people that they're hated by the right, that they're in danger by from the Republican Party. And so, you've got, on the one hand, you've got, your parents voting Democrat, your grandparents voting Democrat. I think typically the Black community tends to be very religious and faith-based. And I think within these religious and faith-based communities, this is also the message that's being preached and taught, is vote Democrat. And so it's just based off of generations of misinformation. And, even in the education system, we're not being taught history correctly. I mean, I think the average person, Black or white, thinks that, the KKK is a conservative driven organization that's, an arm of the Republican Party, when in fact that is not true. The KKK was an arm of the Democratic Party. Planned Parenthood is an institution that's propped up by the liberal left, as something that empowers women. Well, no, it doesn't really empower women. I mean, the Planned Parenthood is an institution that was created to decimate the Black community and destroy the Black people as a community. So, I mean, people aren't learning their history correctly either, and I think that that's a big part of it.
Yeah, the typical Democrat, they say time after time that the two parties have switched. The two parties have switched. And then you start to wonder, let me look through history myself and see when this miraculous switch happened. and then it just never happened.
No, it didn't happen.
it's the black community seems to be hardest hit by the liberal policies, by the Democrat policies, with the highest rate of incarceration, the highest rates of abortion, poverty-stricken, crime-ridden cities. And yet someone like Kanye West comes out and he's demonized.
Right.
What do you think? How do you think if the black community were to kind of wake up to conservative values, how that changed their community and the country and society at large?
Well, I mean, what it really does, a number of ways. The first is that conservative values really take the focus off of the group and the tribe and the identity and put the focus back where it belongs, which is the individual. I mean, part of the amazing thing about living in a country with the freedoms that we have and the Constitution to enjoy those freedoms is that you can empower yourself as an individual, and you can, through hard work, through education, through tenacity, you can change your life. And I think in most cases, you can live the life of your dreams. But if you belong to a community that's constantly receiving messages that you cannot succeed, that the system is rigged against you, that you are a victim of oppression, and that, straight white men are constantly conspiring to keep you down, well, you look around and you see a community that has been ravaged by a welfare system, a system that has been set up really to keep the family unit within black communities torn apart. I mean, there's incentives that keep black men from marrying the mothers of their babies. So, I mean, it's like, they're intentionally keeping these families torn apart. They're keeping these families in poverty and dependent on the government. And then they're telling them that the reason why their lives aren't better is because of Republicans and because conservatives and because white people want them to fail. Republicans want them to fail. This simply isn't true. And so I think if they could awaken to the realization that conservative values are really about breaking free from those falsehoods and those myths and about empowering you as an individual. I don't care how poor you are or how poor your parents are, or if your parents dropped out of high school and whatever their education level was. That does not define what your life has to be. You have the power to live the life that you want to live if you work hard and you educate yourself and you try.
Do you think it's possible that we will change this 90% monolithic vote amongst African Americans in the near future? Obviously, what you're doing will help if it resonates with them, if they watch it or even know who you are. But
yeah, no,
going forward, there's actually going to be a change after this 50, 60-year monolithic loyalty to the Democrat Party amongst black voters, black Americans.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see this shift. And I think, this is part of what I think was kind of great about the way that we set up the Walkaway campaign. It began as a testimonial campaign, people telling their stories on video, talking about why they're walking away from the Democratic Party, and then posting these videos on social media. So what happens is a multifold result. The first being, people are seeing these videos and going, what's going on? What is it? Why are people walking away? What is this walkaway thing? So they're starting to learn and educate themselves about things that maybe they didn't know before. But the other thing is that people are feeling emboldened themselves to also walk away, because a lot of people either were ready to walk away or almost ready to walk away, but they thought to themselves, just as we were talking about, my parents vote Democrat, my sisters and brothers vote Democrat, my friends vote Democrat, everyone I know votes Democrat. How am I going to walk away and be the only person alienated, isolated off by myself? Well, you're not. Now you can see that there are thousands of people who are having this awakening too, and we're all walking away. This is only going to grow and grow and grow. I kind of like, you're probably too young, but there used to be this hair commercial, I think in like the 70s and 80s, or I think it was a hair commercial, where like this woman would say, and I told two friends, and I told two friends, and then the boxes would start, and you would see all these faces going, and she told two friends, and she told two friends. That's what the campaign is like, and I think that's what this awakening is like. It's just going to spread and spread and spread and spread. People are going to start walking away in droves.
But where's the GOP? Why do we see the GOP out there getting these people who are walking away to come to the Republican side? In fact, why does it take Brandon Straka and the Walk Away campaign to start this movement? don't you think the GOP is desperately failing in not only waking up African American voters, but just winning the culture war in general?
Oh, Alicia, how much time do we have to get into?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. When it comes to the culture wars, and when it comes to connecting with minorities in America, the GOP is all thumbs, and they have been, I think, always. I still have. I'm not giving up on them just yet. I've received a little bit of contact from that side. It certainly hasn't been enough. But, it's important to remember Walkaway is only, 6 months old, I think, at this point. We've done amazing things in 6 months. But, if we go into 2019, if we get into 2020 and there hasn't been that support from the party yet saying, we recognize that what you're doing is amazing and that you have connected with these communities in a way that we haven't been able to at all, then yes, I think it will be a massive, colossal failure on their part, because it's true. I mean, this campaign, Walkaway, has managed to touch the hearts and minds and imaginations of all people, but really these minority groups that the Republican Party has not connected with at all up until this point.